What's up? God damn it!
Oh yeah.
It is time for another edition of Tracks from the Damned. Of the Damned?
Yes.
Of the Damned or from the Damned? Either way, God damn it, they're responsible for it. Hey, just like I get, Witchin' Kitchen, Witchin', backwards. You gotta love it. Man, it's been a day, and we are here to entertain you. Today was actually, I don't know if you know, but Small Business Saturday. And hopefully everyone has somehow tried to help out by buying something local instead of something commercial. Although Omaha seemed to forget how to do that. Anyway, but before we get into this crazy shit, we are going to take a quick commercial break to our awesome sponsor over in the UK, Poison Valley Clothing.
Check it out.
All right. And that song right there is a lot of what our list is about tonight. But any hoozle, if you are a fan of custom horror art and any of the awesome bands that represent Poison Valley Clothing, please check them out. They got all kinds of sales going on right now, and he can literally create anything for you. So check them out. All right, so we got our top 5.
Yes.
Anthem style songs to crack heads to. These are songs that just kind of generate a feeling within you. It's like, get up and go. Let's do this shit. I'm going to kick your fucking ass in. I don't know, something like that. So it should be really interesting because this one was so tough. There are so many songs throughout the ages that just incite a riot within that I don't care if you're in a shitty mood, it just gets you going.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. All righty. So what do you got for it, Angus?
The first one I'm going to go with is Fight Song, Marilyn Manson. Before Hoofbeat stole it, because that would be something he'd do.
Or make fun of you for. Anywho. All right, yeah.
One of my favorite songs get me pumped up and going in the morning.
Yeah, and what a song to choose for that, considering the content. But man, it does have that driving beat and crunching guitar riff that kind of just moves you along. It's very reminiscent of some of his stuff from the Antichrist era, in my opinion. I dig the tune. I think there's been a few times where I've probably got going in the beginning of the day to it, but for sure.
Yep, definitely.
Right.
To me, has more of an Antichrist feel. That song.
It does. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely from the Antichrist era. It's too bad that some of the songs on that record didn't make it to that record. Boy, what a double album that would have been. That would have been sick as fuck.
I never got to see them on that tour. That's the tour I would have wanted to see Marilyn Manson on.
I just so happened to get lucky back in 2001 when he was it 2001? I forget. It's somewhere between that and 2005. He was on the Ozfest, and he was one of the main stage acts just before. Actually, it was the year Sabbath. All 4 original members were the headlining act. It wasn't Ozzy himself. Tell you what, no, there was nothing like it, man. Nothing like it. Today, it's like, what version are we getting now? It's like a mixed bag. But I don't know. The first song that really came to my mind, and like I said, there are so many goddamn songs that work so well for this. There's just something about whether I was getting ready for a good band rehearsal or, believe it or not, on my way to go teach somewhere, and I would fucking put on Slipknot's Heretic Anthem, and that song just really, really gets me going. Real powerful, real driving, just an awesome groove section in there too. In my opinion, by far one of Slipknot's best. And I'm a huge fan of the first record, so Iowa was like, it's like they upped their ante. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So that song, I just want to kill people next to me somewhere in a line at the supermarket. It's that good.
Oh yes, Slipknot could have a whole bunch. Like, to me, a lot of the anthems kind of relate to, like, could the crowd like kind of sing along or chant with it a little bit and kind of amp things up even more? Slipknot's really things like that. You guys,
Absolutely.
you
Hey,
have
Steph. Hey, what up, Steph? My bestie. You're not late to the party. We just got started. Of course, my stupid ass didn't tell you we're doing the show tonight and to tune in. That's beside the point.
This is true. Haven't seen you in quite some time, so whoop whoop. Woo woo woo. All right, anyone out there in Three Witches Land that is watching right now, please share the hell out of this broadcast. Do it.
Do it.
All right.
and participate by texting in. I like it when we get comments in there from the Peanut Gallery.
Oh, we definitely want to know your get up and go anthem type songs that just incite you to destroy. It's the best way I can put that.
Yeah, while we were talking in the beginning, I ended up changing my first one, so I pushed it
Ah!
back to be. I was on the fence with it, and I just said, you know what, fuck it. This song makes me want to just smash. So,
Hell yeah!
by tales of yours with Heretic from Slipknot. If you have never seen Slipknot, go see them. I've seen them several times. One hell of a show. The way they have the extra percussion. There's always some sort of acrobatic kind of that they've got going on. It's never a dull moment. The crowds are always great. A really good time.
Absolutely. Anytime somebody takes a baseball bat to accent a snare drum on a keg, empty keg, it just makes a wonderful sound.
Tyler loves Slipknot.
Well, of course. Most people do, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. Thank you, Steph. Appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. So my first one goes back to being in high school, and I was really into punk. This band is more crossover, so they even sounded a bit like black metal when I first got into these guys. This would have been like 1987, I think. Anyways, my first one is Money Talks by Cryptic Slaughter.
Nice.
Money talks and people listen.
That's right.
They have Ronald Reagan's on the cover. Very kind of politically charged album. I loved this stuff when I was in high school. And I can remember that was something that really got me in. And it also made me think a little bit about politics, which was good. But Cryptic Slaughter, if you haven't ever heard them, one of the, to me, 4 biggest crossover bands, I would say Corrosion of Conformity, DRI, Cryptic Slaughter, and maybe Mock or Suicidal Tendencies could maybe even be that, because they were definitely kind of like hardcore
Mm.
Yeah.
Crash. But
It was kind of an elite group of crossover bands at that time that, you know, you knew what their base influence was, but it was appealing to everyone.
yeah, fun shows too, and they were act really intense at stage diving throughout. And this was some major stage diving back then. They don't do it the same way
Oh yeah.
because of lawsuits and stuff. They don't like to have people stage dive too much, but we got away with it big time. I would come home beaten and bruised.
For sure, man. That's awesome. Yeah, you want to talk about acrobatics, man. Those fucking stage dives back then, slam dancing, it was like, I don't know, just short of kung fu. It was nuts.
And a lot of comments tonight. Thank you guys. Keep bringing it. And
We
by
love that shit.
Nancy Reagan is on this, and she's got a pin on her big boobs. They're calling Nancy Pelosi's, and it says "jugs, not drugs."
You see, that's the great time that bands had a fucking sense of humor. It was fucking priceless. For sure.
Oh shit! All right.
Angus, have you ever heard of Cryptic Slaughter?
Heard of? Haven't listened to.
Okay, all right. Well, there you've got some homework. Now, you guys have given me so much homework.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
A lot of new stuff.
Next one I'm going with is Zerstoren by Rammstein. I mean, the song is basically about going on a rampage, breaking things. And it's quite energetic and aggressive sounding.
Well, I mean, that's what you're going to get from these German metal, you know, titans. They bring the pain. It doesn't matter if it's a slow song or not. It's like you feel like you're getting a sledgehammer to the head.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. Yep. So for my number two, kind of went back in years, especially 1988, 1989, just before I was going into high school. The very first Danzig record hit the airwaves, and preface this with, no, it's not Mother. Most people think, oh, that record, Mother. No, there were so many other good fucking songs on that record. My get up and go to at that time was Am I a Demon? Yeah, bluesy as fuck. Chuck Biscuits is killing his ride cymbal, literally. And Glenn's just delivering such a tasty vocal performance. You remember the video where it's all black and white and they got the big, you know, Danzig cow skull, you know, across the whole back of them. And he's like knocking people out. It's fucking beautiful. Everything about that song just makes you just energized, you know, and excited. So it was pretty easy to wake up during those times.
God, I wanted to see them on that tour so bad.
That's why I'm glad they gave us that home video, man. Yeah. Gave us a good insight, although you didn't really get the live sound because they obviously overdubbed the track over top. But just from watching it, though, you could kind of get somewhat of a feeling of what that would have been like. But damn. Phew.
Yeah.
Be like, Glenn, punch me, please. I'm going to take one on the chin and say I did.
Yeah, I remember in that video when he was talking about magazines and he was talking about Wolverine, and I always associated him with the mutton and his hair and his muscles and all that.
Oh, yeah. He was totally copying that.
I got Wolverine #1.
Oh, shit.
I still mint condition. So if anybody wants to come rob me, come give it a try. But I have ash throughout the house.
The other one that he referenced there, too, was Mr. Monster, and that was one of my favorite comics at the time.
Yeah.
And Morbius. I love Morbius. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely, man.
I
Yeah, I agree with that.
put for Megadeth had I put Megadeth in my list. That's a good one.
Hell yeah, everybody knows that one.
All right.
It's
Now,
a fucking banger.
I'm not so sure what Reaper's going to think about this one because this one does have a little bit of relations with one of his favorite bands, Dream Theater. So,
Damn it.
Revolution Calling by Queensryche.
Oh, Queensryche. I absolutely love Operation Mindcrime.
Oh, I fucking
That
love it.
whole fucking record is sick as fuck.
It is front to back fucking banger. And I normally don't like, all of the kind of pre-song shit, but this one in the beginning is pretty good, and it really adds to the songs, or it kind of sets the tone or the mood for the songs. But this is really anthemic. Revolution calling, revolution. So damn good. Fucking.
And it was like one of those first prog style concept albums.
Yeah.
They are literally telling you a story from start to finish. So that's what was one of the things I was like, this music is so fucking great, but the radio stations are having such a problem trying to, pick what song to go with, because if you're not following the story as you're listening to it, it's like, what's this really about? You know what I mean? Most people didn't realize it was part of a story. But yeah, man. And then Empire came out. Fuck. Huge fan of those two records. So yeah, I got nothing against those guys. They were ahead of their fucking time. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Lots of good bangers come out of them.
I really appreciated how progressive they were, not only with what they played, but in their ideas, in their work, in the kind of, I don't know that I would say conspiracy theory. Sorry, my stupid stand is not wanting to work. I'm going to start talking to this inanimate object.
That's all right. We won't call the loony bin. Maybe. Awesome.
Another one, if you haven't ever gotten into Queensryche, this is an excellent. This is the one album I would recognize. Not quite as commercial as Empire. Empire's great as well, but this really is a concept album. It's outstanding to me.
Absolutely. Top of their catalog, in my opinion.
Revolution Calling.
Nice.
All right.
I'm going to have to go back and revisit that.
All right. My next one is Hold the Heathen Hammer High by Tyr. Reaper knows that song, right? I'm shocked you don't know that song, Reaper.
The band is called Tyr?
Correct.
As in TYR?
Yep, they're Viking metal.
Well, let's put it this way. If they're not, but in the last, let's say maybe 10 years, if they haven't been, very commercially, pushed, it may have fallen off my radar, because, most of the bands I hear that come out, from there, well, I mean, they're not from Norway, but, right. Amon Amarth, and then, I don't know. I haven't really heard of too many other Viking metal bands, so I'm not sure how that one got by me. So that is written down.
They've been around for like 30 years. Or 25.
Diddly. I don't know what to say about that.
Anyway, that song's very much about, holding the heathen hammer high, be ready for battle, fight to the death, die for your beliefs.
Well, I can definitely get that from what you're saying. I mean, the fucking band name was named themselves after the war god.
Exactly.
The warrior god, So it's like, all right, well, it's on my list now. I'll check out their whole fucking catalog.
I definitely recommend.
Oh, I will do it. For sure. Oh, this is so tough. Who do I want to go with next? All right.
Well,
Actually,
I'd like to respond real quick to that cool comment. I do this because I spent 23 years as a teacher. And so we're always supposed to use visuals and things like that. And that way, if somebody's scrolling through that, they might say, oh man, I saw that album. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I just kind of paint the picture with my words somehow. And I mean, I taught for 23 years myself, and I'm just used to hand gestures all the time. Always busy hands. So I feel that.
And we remember 80% of the things that we see.
Very much so. All right, I got to go with this golden classic. Sadly, after this record, well, it was good and bad because when Rob Zombie left the band, and of course I'm talking about White Zombie, he went on to bigger and better things. But when this record hit right before he went out on his own, I was kind of like hungry for more, and we just didn't get it. But I got to go with More Human Than Human by White Zombie.
Oh, that's
just very.
Choice.
Huh?
Good choice.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh shit, did I steal somebody's thunder? But yeah, that song, I love everything about it, from the samples to the dum 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 dum. I mean, it's just like kind of like getting you ready to do battle, and then that fucking he uses a slide on his guitar for that riff, and as soon as that damn thing kicks in, it just, I don't know, ignites a fire. And then, you know, you can then make it into a drinking game. You have to drink every time he says, yeah. So, fun at parties, fun everywhere. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I liked that song off of that album. I never cared for that. I think that's one I turned into a CD store because I didn't like it all. I sounded too like they went too kind of dance beat for me. With to me, Rob Zombie was at his height with Les Exorcisto. That to me, that was their best album. I didn't think anything else was as good as that.
Heavier, yes, definitely. But the thing about it is that he kind of got from that tune known as the purveyor of the stomp. Because you would feel it and hear it in everything that came after that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take it away because Thunder Kiss 65 is another one for me that's huge anthem. And it was raw sounding and in a lot of ways heavier. So, you know, it's just that particular song, for some reason, brilliant songwriting. And I don't know, it's just a really good riff. I dig it.
Yeah, real catchy too.
Definitely caught my fucking attention.
So we're going to stay at a similar era. This is about 1993. And this is a band, when this album came out, I don't know what the hell was the matter with me, but Andy Wallace produced the record. And I was like, oh, I don't like the production on this. And so I just listened to it again last night. And I was like, holy shit, I want this guy to produce every album that I do. The kicks, old school kicks, but you can hear every kick, the vocals, the guitars, everything is blended in there so well. And I'm talking about the band from Brazil and Sepultura.
Oh man.
And the song that I like so much is Refuse, Resist. When it's
yeah.
like right off in the beginning, like I remember I dug this. I don't know why I didn't like the production way back then. I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, but this production is really good. Andy Wallace is a master with this. And this whole album, Igor's drumming is so tribal and iconic. This is my favorite album by Sepultura. I really like this, but that when he goes Chaos AD, I can see anybody in the show getting into that.
Oh, a mega pit for the ages.
Absolutely.
You know, and I have to agree with you on the production part. So many critics were saying that their first record was shit, and then they found another producer and then said that that was shit. And then finally, when they got to Roots, then they said they finally got a really good recording. And I agree with you on this particular record. I think it sounded fucking great.
Yeah, it's really raw. You can hear
Very raw, and that type of music is better raw instead of overproduced, in my opinion. You know, any of the music nerds out there like myself, you know, you can argue with me, that's fine. But raw is almost always better. You get a better feel for the song, the musicians themselves, you know, and they're not faking nothing. They're leaving their heart and soul on every freaking song. So, excellent choice.
I think I'll be listening to this album for the rest of the month now. I'm just gonna I have to drive up to another city once a week to pick up goods for my store, and I'm gonna be listening to that.
That'll keep you trucking.
I haven't listened to this
Absolutely.
in years and years. Shame on me.
That's all right. We'll spank you later.
Only a centimeter wide straps.
Well, let me just look into my toy bin. All right. Anyway. Anywho, awesome. I think before we.
That is very good.
Yes, definitely agree with you, Kyler. Most def. All right. Before we get to number 4, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break and check out our merch store. Super many thanks to you that have been purchasing our stuff as of late. So if you dig this show, you like what we do, by all means, use that code. It's still good. Black Friday. As far as I know, I think we're doing it through Sunday.
Yep.
We're doing it through Sunday, so check it out and get you some. What better of a song? Buy this t-shirt. Jonas has a wicked sense of humor. Love that guy. Much love to you, brother, out there in Germany. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's been, starting to get stuff. We appreciate that. And take photos. Send them to us. We'll get you posted on our sites in many great things. So please do that.
Yes. All right, my next one is Hail the Apocalypse by Swedish metal gurus Avatar.
Yep. I've started to listen to them a little bit more since you told me about them and you had gone to the show. Definitely I can see where, some of their stuff would definitely be anthematic. Very high energy, very brutal.
Absolutely.
Very good stuff.
Yep. Very anthemic. It was Iron Maiden. I've seen Iron Maiden like 3 or 4 times, and man, we sing along with them. Every show they get you to sing along. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, for sure.
Kyler, you will not regret it. I've seen them 2 or 3 times, and they put on the best show I've ever seen.
Wow. Yeah, there's only a handful of artists, that really put on a good show these days. So if you're, one of the lucky ones to actually catch one, it's so fucking worth it. It's one thing to play the music. It's another thing to be able to replicate the album. but also get you involved. If a front man is not getting you involved, it's bullshit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, all right, I could have just stayed at home on the can with earbuds.
Exactly.
And this leads me to my number 4. Speaking of one of the all-time great death metal frontman, in my opinion, many people might, kill me for saying it, but I got to go with my dude Corpse Grinder and Cannibal Corpse, Pit of Zombies. And it was funny. I was going through, my list of favorites today, and a bunch of articles were popping up about how did George get his neck. And simply put, just from headbanging and lifting weights. That's what he said. And he was thinking that he should probably get it x-rayed at some point, but he's afraid to find out that he fucked anything up. Nonetheless, the guy's neck is so wide it could snap you in half. But god damn it. I don't know if you've ever heard any of like the live stuff from them, because they got some live records, and anytime they start in on Pit of Zombies, everyone just starts killing each other. It is beautiful. It's like tick, 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 tick. I mean, what's gonna get your fucking heart pumping more than that? And fucking Corpse Grinder's voice, man, shit, can't beat it.
Great show every time. I love Corpse Grinder, but when I look at pictures of him, I can't help but think about Weird Science and Chet.
That's awesome. He definitely doesn't look human. I mean, I will say that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's no wonder they patterned Metalocalypse after him. Really.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a lot of times I see interviews with him, I'm like totally captivated because he's such a genuine person.
Oh, for sure. Nicest guy.
There's one where he goes and he looks for special sales in Target. And he's just shopping through, just looks like a slob going through Target, and just a super down-to-earth guy.
Oh, yeah. It seems like he never takes his stage gear off. You know what I mean? It's the same wherever he goes. Check him out in Walmart sometime. His neck will part the sea of people.
All right, cool pick. My number 4 is by Korn, and their was 1994 probably. I mean, shit, you could do Adidas. That's very Anthem.
There's not a single motherfucker around at that time at those shows that did not know every fucking word of that song.
Yeah, they know how to relate to troubled teenagers.
Yeah. Shit, they were all quite troubled themselves,
So the song that I chose is Good God, and it's off of the Life is Peachy album. So it's the part when it builds and builds, and then he goes, "Why don't you get the fuck out of my face?"
Yeah. And he's like legit about it. I said he was like totally legit when he was singing that line.
Yes, he was totally living it the whole time. And so there have been times in my life, over the last, it's been almost 30 years since that song was recorded, that I've, been really enraged by somebody. And then I'll kind of let it out with that song, and then that calms me down because I get it out. Think about if I had that person in front of me, and I'd just like to ring them.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Intense. And so I was just listening to that whole album before we came on again, and just the types of guitar things that they do, just these single notes that are really odd, that kind of fill all kinds of empty spaces around the song and around the bass and the drums. just gosh.
Beautiful dissonance. Beautiful dissonance. As a matter of fact, I just was going through songs to put on the Cremis shop playlist, and I added their version of Jingle Bells. Every time I hear that fucking song, I just fall in love with it all over again.
Very true.
Yeah, y'all want a single's really good too. That's a fun one to get into as well.
I want somebody to say fuck that.
Absolutely. Even Shoots and Ladders, that's another one for me.
Yeah. Can you guys think of another frontman prior to this song coming out that was as intense as Jonathan was?
No.
And Davis was. Like, I mean, he just let it all fucking out. What a rage. I mean, Pantera, Phil Anselmo was, really intense. But really, I can see why Metallica grabbed them and took them on tour and had them open up for them. I would have wanted them too. When I first heard their sound, I was like, shit, nobody sounds like these guys before. And a lot of people don't like the kind of, sometimes Jonathan Davis is a little bit whiny with his vocals. I don't care for that so much. When he's a character, he's in some sort of a character. That's fine.
Yeah.
Man, is he fucking intense. Fucking love.
And I actually... Oh, go ahead, Genghis.
I was just especially starts getting into like some of the scat sections. Yeah. Like, holy shit! He might not actually be saying actual words, but you can tell there's something behind it. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it was creating emotions and putting it out there in a very rhythmic way, almost jungle style, I guess you could say. Very cool shit. I actually tend to believe that Manson might have ripped off some of his pages when he would suddenly change from a deep vocal to something super high or, spooky, if you will. I mean, Jonathan was doing it before they really blew up, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So my number 5 song. A lot of people give this band a lot of flack, but this song you gotta hand it to them. "Down with the Sickness" by Disturbed.
That's fair. Or is it "Down with the Swiss Miss"?
I prefer "Down with the Swiss Miss" for them.
By far my biggest celebrated meme that I have done in the last probably 2 or 3 months. People can't get enough of it. Because actually under my face is David Draymond.
Yeah.
Who did the makeup for that photo shoot? Because I really like the makeup on that photo shoot.
My wife does all of it.
Yeah, that was really good. Really out. It was a little different. It was a little bit softer around the edges.
It wasn't so white that I looked like a fucking ghost sheet.
Right.
There it is, people. I actually had one fan go on there and go, "Damn it, now I want Swiss Miss." I'm like, all right, well, shit. I mean, if you're thirsty, get you some.
Swiss Miss being up in Maine where it's so damn cold. Well, it's pretty damn cold in Omaha, too.
Yeah. It's decent right now.
Swiss Miss
been in the 50s.
Oh,
lucky bastards, been in the 30s and low 40s here.
Oh, don't worry. Our hell is coming back. Oh, it's coming. With a fucking thunder. That's what's coming. But, even though it's the most overplayed fucking song they have ever done, I can't take it away from them that people still know every word and still fucking love it.
Especially if you have a good version and not the radio edit that cuts out the, "No, mommy, don't do it again."
I mean, at the time, there wasn't a whole lot of bands that were just like Korn or the early version of Manson. fuck, even Rob Zombie on his own. So when they came out, they gave us something different.
Exactly.
The guy has got one hell of an identifiable voice. It is strong. It is good. He sucks as a frontman. That is the only thing I'm going to say. I have seen them live, and he does not get anyone going.
I agree. And I would also say they need a second guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of those bands that definitely could benefit from a second one.
Yeah, they
absolutely.
with just one guitar. Like they could be a lot heavier, and that would do it a lot more interesting too.
I have to say, though, still my only favorite record that they've ever done was Believe. Believe was such a powerful fucking album. Just as an album performance. I mean, don't get me wrong, they do replicate it. But like you said, with only one guitar player, some of the cool riffing gets lost a little bit and it's not as thick. But that record, I really fucking applauded them. 10,000 Fists wasn't too bad either. I just didn't care for the first record that much.
Which one?
Their very first record.
Gotcha.
But like I said, that song got very popular. It was used in the UFC. And suddenly it was literally fucking everywhere. So
exactly.
I gotta give them their props. I can't take it away from them. Oh, this is so fucking tough. All right. I'm actually going to stay strong with this one. I'm coming out of the darkness with this one a little bit. Probably would be shocked, but my number 5 is Wasp. I Want to Be Somebody.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Definitely a sing along.
It is probably one of the biggest sing along songs from the 80s metal era. To this day, and they're on their 40 years of Wasp tour, and I've seen live videos from some of the shows. People are just so huge on that fucking song. It is ridiculous. It's like suddenly the whole place erupts, and I'm talking, people in their 40s like me and and older that remember Wasp in their prime. So, and it was just one of those songs that he wasn't afraid to say how he felt. Like he was getting all the flack for the stage shows and getting in trouble for the lyrical content, the album covers, all that good stuff. And he said, like, hey, I just want to be somebody too. It's like it was okay to be weird. That was one of the first metal guys that was basically saying, hey, it's okay to be weird, man. Be proud. Fucking, tote it down the road. Shit. So that one was a big one for me growing up, especially middle school, because that was a very rough time for me. Back in the great old days of the jocks versus the burnouts and metalheads. Always got into fights.
Man, I fucking detested the jocks when I was in high school.
I knew you did, man. Those motherfuckers, they just thought that their shit didn't stink. They were better than everybody else. They had more money than the metalheads, and we all must be from the trailer park or something. It was just. But man, when they wanted to get that weed, they wanted to get their party on. Who'd they come to? The fucking metalheads, because we had it all.
and with those jocks, I don't know if you, but for me, you could always find the little shit chihuahua of a boy whose mommy and daddy were really rich. They drove a nice car. They had a big house. They would throw a big party at their house.
Yep.
And then they were cool, and they were protected by some big defensive linemen.
Right.
And they little shits would run their mouths.
Yeah.
They kick their fucking asses.
So, yeah, I mean, you could imagine when I went to the talent show as King Diamond, I did a Limp Bizkit version of Welcome Home. the grandma song, and everyone lost their shit over it. I was in so much trouble.
Amazing.
I had hair at the time, so it worked.
Oh, cool choice. All right, so I've got another one. This is a really good sing-along, but it's a mostly extreme metal band. And this is a female-fronted band.
Nice.
They're still female-fronted, but they don't have the same vocalist. You guys want to take a guess?
Arch Enemy.
Yes.
Ah!
And,
that's one of my favorites of all time.
heard the album Chaos Legions, but they have a song called Blood-Stained Cross. And it's really good, and it's actually really melodic. Mr. Mott gets really melodic with his guitar with this, and it really is a chant that everybody can get in together with. But when you look at the lyrics, like the lyrics really speak to me. This was an anti-establishment album, anti-religious establishment album, and it was her last album with the band. I don't know why they got rid of her. Do you guys know why?
I don't know.
I don't know if it was more or less they got rid of her or she just wanted to go solo.
Wow. Dumb decision for both of them, I think.
Well, I got to say, Doyle's wife does a really good job in that band. I don't know. I don't know why they suddenly had to make the switch like that, but at least they got a good vocalist replacement. A lot of bands don't get a good vocalist replacement. So, but yeah, the original singer definitely hands down pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I always liked her better. She just seemed a lot more raw, and she wouldn't dare die.
Chick, that's for sure. She wasn't afraid to get in a fight.
Have dyed her hair light purple, like
light
color.
Mm-hmm.
Which to me is not really very metal. That would be more like missing persons, which is fine because I love missing persons.
For sure.
I wonder if anybody is too old to know about missing persons. And that
hell no! I know all about them. Shit.
Yeah, it's a really good album. If you've never listened to Arch Enemy, really good album.
Yeah, seriously, Eric, definitely worth checking out.
Blood-Stained Cross is the anthemic song that I chose.
All right.
And long before In This Moment, there was Arch Enemy. So tougher, like you said, raw, a little bit more on the extreme side. And there was nothing like it.
Yes.
Nothing like it at all. It was like, oh, yeah. Hell yeah. For the win. So I don't know about you guys, but I have 5 honorable mentions just because, like I said, this list is a mile long. So if we want to go around and each of us can share the ones we got.
I have several from Iron Maiden that could have been chosen. Die With Your Boots On is a lot of fun. Gosh, I can't think of the song right now, but it's the one where it goes, oh.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Can't think of the title, though. Damn it! Was that on Somewhere in Time?
Yeah.
I think it might be off that record. Yeah, it's like he's going real low and then just starts to bring it up and it just keeps going up. And suddenly he shatters every glass that was ever created. Seriously.
That was one for me. And then I would say, like, there's so many from punk bands that you could choose, but I really love fucking Minor Threat.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
they sure.
A whole bunch. What is it? In Your Eyes, In My Eyes, Minor Threat is a big one. Straight Edge, like Out of Step. Out of Step
Mhm.
with the world. Can't give up, can't give up. That song is really good. They have so many anthemic songs. So yeah, those are my two. There were a whole bunch more that I came across. I think Reaper's going to choose that one, but Reaper didn't choose any of the ones I thought.
Chelsea.
Chosen though. Fucking knew it. So once Rammstein was chosen, I said, "Oh, I'm bringing up Dream Theater." And
Love it.
Absolutely. All right. Honorable mentions. Couple that I had are "So What" by Ministry. Straight and little industrial there.
Yeah. Still has a wonderful metal flavor.
Oh, absolutely. I also had "We're Not Gonna Take It" by Twisted Sister on my list.
oh, are you asking?
Love me some D. Snyder.
I don't know how that fucking shirt still fit me. This is the first time I put it on, and like, I probably wore this shirt since like 1980.
I mean, you know that D. Snyder was a household name when you could go to Sears and in the t-shirt section, you see his big ugly mug on there, just looking as crazy as he wants to with the the TS logo instead of like it's like a T
Yeah.
and then it comes down and it has the S. Oh, just one of the best logos
Yeah.
in metal at the time. I just thought it was genius, and I'm like, motherfucker. As soon as I saw the guy, I was like, I gotta listen.
For sure.
Show ever where these guys. This was my first concert shirt ever.
Wow.
That's badass.
What was that?
I said that's badass.
Yeah, thanks.
Incredible.
Things are worth. I have no idea.
And the only other one I had written down is a "Whatever" by Godsmack.
Did you do Nickelback this week?
No, maybe next week.
I had to. Nickelback is Godsmack's sister. How could I not?
Oh, that was awesome. It's like, how do I follow that up? All right, so I got actually 5, and I'll just run them down. First one I'm going to go with is Black Sabbath, "Children of the Fucking Grave."
Oh, excellent. Yes.
I mean, talk about one of their biggest anthem style type songs. I mean, everybody just you clapped along, sang the chorus. I mean, all the way through every time. Huge for them. Slayer, War Ensemble.
Oh, I was going to choose that one too. Yep.
That one. I mean, they showed them. What was that? It was like a live video when they did the video for the song. And they were at one of the big European festivals. That's it. Yep. And just a sea of people just moshing their fucking asses off, and the thundering drums of Dave Lombardo just made you want to just I don't know you, but I have to kill you. I have no choice. They're playing. That song for me was huge. This is a little on the lighter side, but Ozzy's Crazy Train to this day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just a brilliant, brilliant fucking song written by Randy Rhoads, the master of guitar, and that song will just forever be a staple anthem. It doesn't matter. Transcended all mediums. Quiet Riot, Metal Health.
Oh, hell yes. Hell, good one.
That by far was one of the most played anthem songs during the time that it came out. That when it came on the radio, everybody, cars stopped in the middle of the street. People would just be like throwing shit, breaking shit, just fucking rocking out. Didn't matter who you were or what you were doing. And then for my last one, I have to go with Pantera's Walk.
Yes.
Dun, da, 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 da. I mean, holy fucking shit. That's another one everyone sings along to. And, you know, it's one of the most requested songs by any local band playing at a fucking bar. Oh, you got Pantera's Walk? Can you do that? You know? Shit. Just a barnstormer.
When War Ensemble came out, I had just gotten done with Ranger School, and it was when the Gulf War was about to begin. And so my Ranger unit's mission was to go and rescue our embassy workers at the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait because the Republican Guard had been blocking it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we did all the practice missions. We even did live fire missions and sent Saddam Hussein the videotape of it and said, look, this is the shit that's about to rain down upon you. It's going to be really embarrassing for you. And after we did the big live fire, they let everybody go. But anyways, the reason why I had to bring that up is it was a really tense time for me. Like, it's a
Sure.
scary. I had already been to combat the year before, parachuted into Panama. And so I knew that this shit was really about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So the song that I had in I made a mixtape, and it was Holy Wars by Megadeth.
Oh, yeah.
It just in like October or September of 1990. And then, but War Ensemble was the first one. So if we were in the helicopters about to go in, I had my headphones and I was going to play fucking War Ensemble.
Oh, man. Talk about get you ready for Armageddon. Shit.
Get your adrenaline.
Just something about that.
We have a question in the comment for you, Reaper.
Oh, that's great.
Shit. We're talking 36, 37 years ago. My journey as a drummer began at the ripe age of 9 years old after I had heard Black Sabbath's Iron Man on vinyl. And the moment I heard this song, I just was like, I would love to do this. Lo and behold, sometime after my dad got home, bought a snare drum, a cymbal, and 2 brushes at a pawn shop and brought it home. I was like, I want to see if you can do anything with this. So what I do, I ran downstairs, I turned on the record player, had the song going, and was mimicking all the rhythms that were coming out of that song. And I guess my dad was so impressed, he says, well, all right, we'll get you a whole set, but you're taking lessons. So, yeah, I took lessons for like the next 15 fucking years. So, and oddly enough, Reaper was born in 2012. Now, I had a nickname before that when I was in the death metal bands, but in 2012, I joined a death metal band known as, actually Deathcore, sorry. Huh, I'm sure they heard that. They probably can't.
Reaper's a lot than motherfucker.
But it was a deathcore band named Twisted Asylum, and got in the band, and they're like, well, we all have nicknames, so come up with one. I'm like, oh, shit, all right. Well, there's Psycho, there's Schizo, and FBA. So I was like, well, we're playing some pretty heavy fucking, deathcore. I was like, I'm the Reaper. And they said, well, why'd you choose that? I said, I slay the drums, man. And from there, it just stuck. And anywhere I went, that's what people called me. And I don't know, just never walked away from it. Before that, it was Hellbilly.
Hellbilly.
There was a period of time where, you know how Lemmy from Motorhead had like the sideburns that would come up into a handlebar mustache? I rocked that shit for about, I don't know, 8 years. It was like a trademark thing.
I think you need to share a picture of that with Genghis randomly. He can make memes for it as well, but he needs to flash that shit for us every now and then.
the various stages of the devil. Yes. I got some photos somewhere, back when they were using cameras, not phones. Some interesting shots for sure. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, this has been one hell of an episode.
We had really guest participation. That was awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so wonderful for us to hear what songs, get you to where, you need to be, or put you in a mood that suddenly it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. That song, you in that moment, and you're fucking, ready to go, and just brings you happiness. So that's really cool. Yeah. We thank you all very much for tuning in every Saturday. You guys are fucking amazing. Don't forget though, we're also on YouTube. So not only does it run on all the Facebook pages, but it also runs on all the YouTube channels too. So please make sure, keep tuning in to Three Witches Facebook page, Reapers Underground, and Hoof Beast Instagram, and you'll get all the updates on everything. And keep tuning in. That's all we can say. We're having a blast doing it for you. So have an awesome night, you guys. But God damn it, stay heavy.
Driving in this wasteland, left us some bleached bone.